So I'm sitting here by the railroad tracks in Winslow, and watching trains here. And there goes probably a yard bull right there, although hard to say for sure. But anyway, so I'm in Winslow, Arizona, and this is kind of typical of railroad sort of areas, kind of junky around the tracks. People probably camp out that are riding the trains, possibly. You know, who knows for sure, but there's lots of stuff piled up around here. You know, old couches, this kind of generalized junk laying around, tires, barbed wire, old mattresses. But anyway, most people think of course, that Eagles song, Take It Easy, when they think of Winslow, Arizona, you know, standing on a corner. But of course, for a railroad nut like me, this is prime train watching area. And there is an incredible amount of rail traffic. This is the Burlington Northern Santa Fe Transcon, their transcontinental link from Chicago to LA. And right now, behind me, there's a train sitting there, probably waiting for a crew to depart. There's another train that had just pulled in and stopped. It's an eastbound, and I'm on the west end of town. So that's the end of the train there, and they're getting a new crew and will be headed out, I'm pretty sure, shortly. But most people that would watch trains here come to see the trains, but I look at this from a slightly different perspective, and that is, could I hop on and catch a ride here? And the answer to that question is most definitely yes. This is a fantastic spot for catching out. And so I'm looking at it from that perspective, because one of these days I'm going to come back here and I am going to hop a freight out here. Terry's kind enough to put up with that kind of behavior from me, and as long as I don't do it too often, she seems to let it slide. But the problem is I don't want to leave her alone here in the RV while I go hop a freight train, because there's way too many things that can go wrong where, you know, I could leave her stranded here, and obviously that's not an option. So I'm going to come back sometime by myself and make it an adventure to catch out here and ride probably west to Needles, California, and then I'll come back the other way. And apparently that train already got its crew, and away it goes again. It wasn't here very long, but it wouldn't be terribly difficult to get on that. DPUs, distributed power units on the back. Depending on the priority of the train, it can sit for a while waiting on the crew. Okay, so we are now on the east side of the yard. And basically, here goes an eastbound. The longer the train is, the more of it that sticks out going back this way. Because where they stop in town is more in the center of town. So it's about a half a mile to almost maybe a mile. And so basically they stop for the crew change. So if a person were going to be westbound, this would be the place right here to hop on. And this, I think they call them Z trains, these double stack container trains, and a lot of times they've got a bunch of UPS and FedEx trailers on them. They're kind of hotshot freight, so they don't sit here very long, and they will be headed out shortly, as soon as they get a new crew, that is. So westbound, you're going to come to the east side of town. This is where you're going to catch out. If you're eastbound, you're going to hang out on the west side of the yard over there and catch out there. just wheeled in and stopped here. And any of these trains that are long enough to where they make their crew change, and half of them are back out here on the very edge of town, and away you go. These aren't the best for riding right here, but they'd get you out if you had to. Those double stacks back there are probably better. So the trains are stacking up. This container train that's not moving pulled in about 10 minutes ago, and I'm sure it's just doing a crew change. But it came around that train that stopped on the siding there, the one that you can see I think you can probably see the headlights. And I hear another train honking off to the east. So I don't know if it's gonna get put in the hole or what, but they're stacking up here pretty good. So that train was stopped here for 15 minutes. So it looks like on these hot shots, they get them in and out